Excuse me. Oh boy. Sorry, I'm doing this on a laptop right now. As I mentioned in previous videos, I will be getting some new material. I do have a new TV that I bought for myself. My other one may have been smashed by somebody. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to make light of tragedy. There was a couple issues I wanted to hit on too, as well as look, I'm not innocent. I'm not innocent. I had my several issues, especially in Alabama, where arrests were very common, and I realized that I put her through hard times. And there's no excuse for drinking. Like, not like I drank. I mean, I guess I should say, there. You know, if you're not like me and you can have two or three, that's fine. Who cares? But to rely on it as a coping mechanism is not okay. And I relied on the alcohol as a coping mechanism. The problem is that I was married to somebody with borderline personality disorder. We didn't know it at the time, but there was something extremely different here. And she was married to somebody that was an alcoholic. So we fed off each other's anger. I might get home, not might. I mean, it was like every day. I got home, nothing was done. Hey, I'm gonna stay. I work, I provide, whatever. You know, I'd come home and nothing was done. I'd come home and have to cook dinner, like 12, 13-hour days, whatever. And I never lashed out. I never yelled or anything like that. But I would get frustrated and I would drink. And then my drinking would cause her to get more angry. Her anger would make me want to drink more. This was an ongoing effect. This again goes back to kind of what I said earlier. Hey, you can't change anybody. They have to want to change. Thankfully, I wanted to change. I've wanted to change for years, and I've been in the progress of change. Maybe not as fast as I should be, but hey, look, it's day by day, you know. Anybody that has dealt with addiction or had family members with addiction, which I don't know anybody, not a single person that has not dealt with addiction or has a family member that's done it. Coping is hard, and when you're in a relationship and you have these issues and the fights happen, I know that it only makes it worse. Now, that being said, I was wrong. I put my ex in situations she shouldn't have been in by me being in jail and what have you. You know, her coming home and maybe I'm drunk and passed out on the couch after work. But still, that's not an excuse. That's not what a man is. I wasn't being a man. I didn't start really truly becoming a man until about 4.5, 5 years ago when I moved out here back to Georgia. My daughter was fixing to be born, and I stepped my shit up. And my mom died. I kind of fell back down, but I was still going to work. I didn't know what was going on at home, though. I learned later a lot of the truth of what was going on at home. I don't want to say names or anything like that, and I know that people that know me, know my Facebook, hey, they're gonna know. But anybody else outside of my bubble, they're not gonna know who I'm talking about unless they just really search me. Um, it never mattered what I did, good, bad, whatever. It was always the bad that was focused on. I'm gonna be honest about myself. It's hard to do. I That's the best way to put this. I never physically really abused my wife ever, um, but I did hit her one time. I struggled with addiction to pornography, and I definitely struggled with addiction to pornography when I was drinking. And lo and behold, my wife at the time had access to everything, so I did it almost as a way as being spiteful. Not even so much to masturbate. It didn't even matter to me, but it was more of a way to be spiteful. What good did that do me? I woke up with a bat being hit against my body several times. Not one time. Not a light hit. And after about 8 or 9 times, I finally stood up, and I'm not gonna lie, I jabbed her in the forehead. Not hard. I outweighed her by almost 100 pounds at the time. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I just wanted to say, hey, look, you hit me 8 or 9 times. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm in bed. I got to get up at 4 in the morning, go work a 13-hour shift, and you're beating me. I realize we fight. I get it. But I'm here trying to support the family. But, that being said, even after all that happened, I could have called family, friends, whatever, and gotten my situation straight. But I was so reliant, dependent upon this person, or so I thought. Turns out I'm not. That I let it go and thought, hey, I'm doing right by what's for the kids. I'm wrong. I was wrong. What's right by the kids is to get them out of that situation. I don't know what my son heard. If he heard his dad hollering because he's being hit. I don't know. I know my son had anger issues, and they don't seem to be there anymore. I don't know. This last video is kind of all over the place. It's getting late. I know I'm tired. I'm sure if anybody watches tonight, maybe you're tired. Like I said, I get up usually about 4:30 in the morning. But I had a lot going on today at work, a lot in my mind, and so much I wanted to speak on. And I kept receiving messages, a lot of love, and I just want to give back. I really don't want anything from anybody except for y'all to get better. Like I said, whatever the issue is. Could be food. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. But I want everybody to get better. Mental health is at like an all-time high right now. It's ridiculous. And I think the world is really starting to discover that men aren't the only ones responsible. Not saying that there's a part of us that aren't. I'm not saying that, hey, if I get hit with a bat, it was okay for me to hit back. Yeah, it may have been a little self-defense, but at the time, I look back on it. The following day and just said I should have taken the kids and left. Don't take abuse. Self-worth is a topic that I do want to get into at some point. I won't do it tonight. I got a little more praying to do about it, more reading, and more inner searching. But you have to find your self-worth. What are you worth? I guarantee you're worth a lot more than what you think. Because I've been told for years, I'm not worth a damn. Ain't no woman gonna ever want you after me. You're a piece of, you're worthless. You're this, you're that. And you start to believe it. And I'm in my head like, hey, I work. I'm paying all the bills. I'm making money. I could take us out to eat whenever we want to go. I'm doing this, and that, and I'm gone 70 hours a week, and then I come home, and I'm the best dad I can be to the kids. Yes, I was drinking. I was trying. My self-worth, though, was deteriorated from words. Words I believed. If I actually sat down and looked at the facts and looked at the truth, I know that it wasn't true. That wasn't real. Yes, I drank too much, but I got up and went to work. And if anybody looks back at my photos, you can see my relationship with my children never changed. What happens when your relationship with your children changes is when your 9 or 10-year-old daughter tells dad, I'm afraid of mom and I don't want to be around her anymore. Or your older daughter doesn't be around you at all because you tried to fight her while she's in high school. Or maybe you pick up all 4 children drunk and I get a call, or I called, hypothetically speaking, if this was the true case, and I hear a daughter in the background say, she's so up, she can't even stand. I want to believe there is good in these people. But they have it buried down so much with pain and lack of self-worth, lack of God or a higher power, whatever the case may be, that they seek it out in the wrong ways, just like I have. But at least when I did it, I feel like I didn't really hurt anybody, just myself. I mean, my family was affected, of course, but I didn't physically hurt anybody. I wasn't, I validated it, I guess, but I mean, it was wrong all the same. But when you start bringing family, your children, everybody into your addictions, your issues, your anger, it's time. You got to get help. And if every counselor you see tells you we can't help you, or your sponsor tells you we can't help you, maybe you need to listen. My sponsor's not nice to me. It's the truth. And I'm sorry if I say anything that's offensive. But I love y'all. I hope you have a good night. Please like, subscribe, share, whatever.